It became the last promise of salvation on a dying planet.
We're really, really excited about it, and the response has been amazing. You've been over to the booth, the line is just ridiculous. I apologize to everybody who's standing in line right now, but please stick with it. It's worth the wait. I hope you really like it. There's a lot of stuff that I'm really personally excited about, but I think, to me, probably the number one thing, personally, that's a passion of mine, it's about how we are actually trying to make a multiplayer game that invites more players in who would normally not give multiplayer the time of day. Because me personally, I'm one of those players. I'll finish the story campaign, and then I'll just put it up on a shelf and walk away. How often in life do you pay good money for a form of entertainment that makes you feel bad about yourself? What we're actually trying to do, we're making a game that is first and foremost a really fantastic shooter with a really unique feel to the gameplay. And we invite players to come in, and even if you don't like online, that's okay. Just start playing the game like what you're used to. Play it solo, play it offline. And as you're going through the game and you're getting better and better and you're kind of getting used to the rhythms of the game, because the rhythms of our game are very, very different than a single player game. It plays much more like a multiplayer match where it's very rich and exciting and dynamic. You never know where things are coming from. We will actually stop the game between missions and basically tell them, look, you might not think it, but you are ready. Take the next mission online, because you can play them all online or offline. It's the same experience, and trust us, you know what you're doing, you are ready for it, and you will enjoy it. The stories that I can create of my gameplay, they have so much more unexpected highs and lows, but still the highs are so fantastic because it's other human beings. Left 4 Dead is my super secret hero of the day. I absolutely love that game. I love how they've actually shattered some pretty particular boundaries that prior to them, I mean, the notion of an online game where it's okay for players to say, okay, I'm just going to take 5, got to go to the bathroom, I'll have a bot take over for me, it'll put idle above my head and everybody knows, and then I'll come right back and I think a year ago that would have been unacceptable, but they've kind of broken through a boundary there. Storytelling is really, really interesting for us. Obviously, multiplayer, what's the story of Battlefield? Kill the other guys. And that's the beginning. And that's all, well, hell, to a certain extent, that's all multiplayer gamers want. But we are actually trying to expand horizons on their side as well. In addition to making single-player games more multiplayer-friendly, it goes the other way, making multiplayer games more single-player-esque too. There's a couple of tricks we do to kind of almost sneak story in through the back door. And the first one is, it's pretty standard in a multiplayer shooter that the first thing you have to do when you logged into a given server, a given match, is wait 15, 20, 30 seconds on that first lobby screen. It occurred to us, well, that's a good 30 seconds. We've got to actually tell story. In that quiet before the storm moment, it gives players just a little bit something interesting that adds a little bit more depth. You can turn it off. If you don't care about it, it's fine. If you ever just want to see it, it's sitting there in the background. You can just bring it up to the foreground, kind of like shifting windows in Windows. But if you don't care, you don't need to, it doesn't need to be there for you. Players are putting a lot of money on the table. They want to know what they're getting into, but at the end of the day, I think if they're willing to take a chance, they will find this becomes another landmark franchise that they'll want to keep coming back to. I'm looking forward to Brink 2 and 3 as well. We already have big plans for that. You should be excited about it because it changes the way a shooter feels. There's so many neat little subtle tricks we've done to really bring alive how you use those analog sticks. There's the smart system that's all about giving you the freedom to explore wherever you want without any invisible walls ever. There's a really unique and interesting world to explore with a lot of depth and backstory if you're the type of player who really wants to sink his teeth into it. And there's also just in-your-face, balls-to-the-wall action if that's what you're looking for, and that's what ties it all together. So, really, it's got something for everybody.
A promise for some.